Hi, I'm Kaylin, and here are the two loves of my life. No, not him. How rude. Some random tourist gets in my picture. There we are. There is my daughter and my husband. And here are my husband and I on location. We're actually on a cruise. Because cruising and being out in the ocean, traveling, that's one of my favorite things. Health is another one of my favorite things. I'm really into things that are really good for us and that make us feel good. And so I make water kefir. And you can see here I've got one picture, actually two pictures of kefir I'm making, one that's getting ready to be made, one that's been made. Anyway, here is a beautiful bowl that one of my students made me from, one of my coaching students or spirituality students, whatever you want to call it. But it's a beautiful bowl, and I use this for my home spa. And that's where I turn my own bathroom into this really nice getaway. I put water and essential oil in this beautiful bowl. I hang candles in the bathroom, and I have this, really wonderful experience. Another one of my favorites is making jewelry. I used to make a lot of jewelry and still have some pieces in a gallery on Canyon Road. Made my own sterling silver, and actually it's fine silver and gold pieces, and just put together some really unique jewelry, and that was really fun. Another one of my favorites, crocheting, and I love crocheting owls. You can see that they're such the hoot, right? And that I have many of them. Another one, and one of my very favorites, eating out. And the thing I like doing most, no, it's not going around in a minivan, although it looks like that. It would be going to, does that look like a sacred site? Sacred sites, and taking people on retreats. This is down in the Mexican Mayan Caribbean, where you could see they have these amazing white sands and just glass colored water that's, colors of aqua and clear and just amazing colors. And we take people to these amazing resorts down there. And once we're there, we take them to these amazing sites and just help them totally transform their lives, help them really tap into what it is that they really want to live. Then while we're there, we always have these amazing adventures. And here's a cute little critter. This is a coati that you're not supposed to feed. And of course, I would never dream of feeding them, even though they're really cute and we've encroached upon their habitat so they run out of space. But anyway, you could see here we have taken retreats really just all over everywhere. This is a retreat that we took, and we took people up to 10,000 Waves in Santa Fe, where they have these amazing tubs with water, and we do these phenomenal meditations and again help people tap into who they are and help them really externalize so that they go from living dreams and thinking about their dreams to really externalizing them and living their dreams. This is from our trip to Bali, which Bali was hands down the most spiritual place, and just everywhere you went, the people were so nice and they were so genuinely happy. At first I was like, oh, wow, I keep running into people like the second day, the third day. They're all in such a good mood. I'm so lucky. They're all being so nice. And, by the second week I'm going, wow, this is way beyond coincidence. People are not happy and nice to you one after another for a week straight. And then you start to realize that the people in Bali are very spiritual. They're very dedicated to their way of life. And because of it, they're very happy people. They're just in a really good place. So we had an amazing time. Bali has so many temples. And one of the things that happened in Bali that was so, so neat to see is that by the end of our retreat, people did not have questions anymore about, how to handle this or how to handle the problem in their marriage or their work. They had the solutions, like the solutions were just coming from inside of them. The other amazing thing that happened in Bali is that everyone lost weight. We all ate what we wanted, but whether, someone just had a few pounds all the way to some people who had plenty of pounds and always had a hard time losing weight. everyone lost weight and everyone got into the flow of well-being. So that was one of the most amazing retreats that we took. And the other really cool thing about that retreat is that I had the opportunity to marry two couples. And this is one of the couples. Now, their marriage didn't last, but one of the couples, I've married three couples, and one of them made it. So, at least I have that I can say. But I really enjoyed performing the ceremony. I really enjoyed helping them find a more clear place inside of each other. And it was so cool when they just came to this place where they're like, let's do it. Let's get married. Let's do it here. So I performed the ceremony, and I think it was really memorable. It's a shame after that they weren't able to stay in a good place and really build their lives together. But, it is what it is. And hopefully they've both gone on to bigger and better things. I know, that he's really moved on and is now traveling and anyway, doing all sorts of wonderful things. So how have I created this in my life? Because you can see that I totally do what I want, what I love, that I have this lifestyle where I have my wonderful family. I travel, I do creative things. When I'm inspired, I lead retreats. I work with amazing people. I go to amazing places. A lot of the travel around the world that we've done, we don't pay for because we have the retreats pay for them. So how do I do this? How do I have an amazing marriage? How do I have a great relationship with my daughter? How do I live and tap into the riches of life? Well, I live by the law of self. And this is a picture from the boat. I think, we were in some island. I think it might have been like St. Thomas or something like that. But, I love going and seeing these aqua waters that are like glass that change and change. And this picture is from Key West, which was another trip we took. But let's get Kaylin a little focused here, because I can go on about the things I love forever. So what is that law of self? Well, the universe allows you to say who and what you are, and then it reflects that back to you. Now, the trick is if you say, I'm a million riches and I'm all that, and you're, that you're full of it and that you're lying to yourself, well, then the universe brings you back, you're full of it and you're lying to yourself kind of thing. So you really have to tap into what you are in your heart, and then you have to do your best to externalize that and to really not only believe it, but have the alignment of the thoughts and the feelings and the actions that accompany it, because then you're saying who you are and you're really being who you are, you're doing who you are, and then that's what the universe will reflect back for you. So, how do you do that? How do you tap into who you really are? How do you tap into what's really in your heart and who you authentically are? Well, you be you. You find what's right for you. You discern between what people say is what's right and what's right for you and what's right in life, and what you say is right for you and what in your heart is right for you. You want to look at what makes your heart sing, in the sense that no one knows that. And some things that aren't right for me are right for you, and some things that are so right for me are so wrong for you. And that's not because either of us is better or worse than the other. It's because each one of us is different and unique. Each one of us is our own person. And so we have to sort of know the owner's manual for our own person. We have to know what makes our heart sing, what makes us happy, what puts us in the flow of life, where everything comes, where the riches of life just kind of come back to you and everything unfolds for you. The ironic thing is that most people think that they know, but they haven't taken the time to connect with themselves, to ask themselves, and to listen to themselves. In other words, it's like I have a girlfriend who I love, and I see her making choices that I don't think are good for herself, but I don't think she's ever stopped and asked herself, what do you really want now at this point in your life? And then listened to the answer. It seems like not that big a thing, but it's huge. You really want to listen to you, because you are the core and the center of your own universe, of the universe that you are. And when you tap into that core, everything else follows. Everything else is in a great place for you. Thank you so much for joining me.